For the genuine change to occur, we must collaborate and be unified. This partnership will serve the growth and development of its members, their peers, senators, and the community at large. Members of the council, as you get your pins today, I encourage you to wear them proudly and to remain focused on your responsibility, which is as follows. A, advise the legislature on the proposed and pending legislation, budget expenditures and policies, matters related to youth. Also consult with study commissions, committees, and task force regarding issues related to youth. And C, conduct seminars with its members regarding leadership, civic, governmental, and the legislature. D, meet at least 3 times, but not more than 6 times per day, including but not more than 2 public hearings on issues of importance to the youth in the legislative chamber, 1 on the island of St. Croix and 1 on the island of St. Thomas. However, the council may meet up to an additional 3 times a year if determined by the executive director of the legislature determines that we have the sufficient budget and resources to remain after paying all costs associated with the 6 initial meetings paid. Also report annually to the legislature on its activities by December 1st of each year. The council may submit proposed legislation as part of its report to the legislature to implement its recommendation. Again, I want to congratulate each and every one of you for your accomplishment, and I truly look forward to working with each of the members of the council on behalf of a betterment for our territory. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Senator Carrion, Chair of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council. Next, to provide remarks, we will have co-chair Senator Genevieve R. Whitaker.
Good morning. Good morning, Senate President. Good morning, Vice President Francis, Chair Senator Carrion. A special good morning to our Legislative Advisory Council members and to the listening and viewing audience. I am Senator Genevieve Whitaker, and it's a pleasure to be before you today. And members, we made it, right? Number of Sundays we spent, I just in an advisory role, but I'm just really proud of what we reached today. I'm very proud to see many of you as youths advocating and promoting government reform, showing interest in institutions and making our laws. I really look forward to your leadership that you've already displayed. And as Chairman Carrion shared the history of YLAC, I want to also add an important fact as well as even my role in this council. I was, at that time, president and co-founder, which I still am, of the Legislative Advisory Council, of the Virginality Advocacy Coalition, and an advisor, one of the advisors for the council, working with the youth who were interested in becoming actual members at that time. And I also want to put out that we had at that time, Senator Terrence Positive Nelson, who really advocated for the establishment of the council. And with that, in coming into the 34th, I made it my goal to really push that we reestablish the Youth Advisory Council here in the Senate body. So I do thank the Senate President for moving forward, along with Senator Carrion and all those involved. And I want to express also to this time that we reflect, I want to take a moment of silence for Zion James. He was a young, one of the youth council members who did lose his life, and we want to just take a moment just to give reverence to him and his family and his loved ones. A moment of silence for Zion James. Thank you. And in speaking about Zion and just an example of what you all are doing, I continue to urge you all to continue down this path, to rally your peers, to demonstrate the importance of community participation as you all grow into the beautiful young men and women you are just destined to be, as you remain conscious of your actions and how they will affect your community. You're leaders, you're the future, so it is up to you to ensure our territory is headed in the right direction. You are already on the right track as you demonstrate your willingness to improve our community and create for those who will come after you. I ask that you continue this momentum and spark the same light with your peers so we can all shine bright light as a territory. I simply ask that you all also do this as one, united. I ask that you weather the storm, allowing it to be the motivation and not discouragement. Allow the storm to be the catalyst for change. Whenever faced with a hurricane or tropical storm, any kind of disaster, we weather it and always come back stronger and more unified. I'm asking that you do the same within this journey. As council members, remember where you're from, always remember to pay it forward, and continue to be that light that illuminates our territory and pushes us as Virgin Islanders forward. And once again, it's an honor to be here. Look forward to supporting you in all your endeavors as you all move forward. Like I said from the very beginning, I'm here to support, along with my staff member who's with me today, Johnny Brown, and we will continue. So I want to thank each one of you, and I'll leave finally with a quote. Kofi Annan, he's the late former United Nations Secretary General. He's had a lot of quotes about youth, and he left a really important quote, and he stated that the world's youth are never too young to lead. And that's really true today. So thank you, Chairman, and look forward to a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Co-Chair Senator Whitaker. Next, we will have remarks from the Vice President of the 34th Legislature, Senator Novell E. Francis, Jr.
Thank you very much, and good morning, Senate President Donna Gregory, Senate Secretary Genevieve Whitaker, and of course, the Chairman of the Youth Advisory Council, Chairman Senator Samuel Carrion, and of course, good morning to the Youth Advisory Council, to the viewing and listening audience. I'm Senator Novell E. Francis, Jr., Vice President of the 34th Legislature of the Virgin Islands, and I'm personally honored to welcome you today and to be a part of this pinning ceremony. It was former Secretary of State and presidential candidate Hillary Rodham Clinton once said, "Young people are at the heart of today's strategic opportunities and challenges, from rebuilding the global economy to combating violent extremism to building sustainable democracy." This past year has shown us exactly how fragile society and democracy can be. When we watch the US Capitol overrun by rioters and entire communities marching against violence and to end gun violence. In many ways, the youth have been the strongest voices leading the way, calling for justice, peace, and change. We have high expectations for this generation. And that's why I'm thankful to all of you who have committed your time to serve on the Youth Advisory Council. Each of you bring your own perspective to these discussions on legislative and policy matters, and I encourage you to fully participate in this experience. You have a front row seat to civics and government in action. While I don't expect all of you to walk away from your involvement in the council with a burning desire to become senators, I hope that you will leave with a better understanding of citizenship and the importance of your participation in government and the ways that policy decisions can resonate throughout our community. I can honestly say that I've always learned a lot from our members of the Youth Advisory Council. You offer a unique perspective that must be heard and respected. Your voices matter. My colleagues and I have certainly benefited from your education, activism, advocacy, and dynamic energy to keep pushing our territory forward. As entrepreneur Richard Branson said, the future needs passionate, happy, and confident young leaders willing to challenge the status quo and stand up to their conviction. I do ask that when you stand up and you challenge the status quo, that you do it respectfully and peacefully. Today, we commit to learning from each other as we work hand in hand to build a better Virgin Islands for this and future generations. Thank you for taking the plunge, and congratulations, best wishes. I look forward to working with you over the next several months. God bless.
Thank you, Vice President Novell E. Francis. The Senate President will now provide remarks, the Honorable Donna Fred Gregory.
Thank you. Thank you, and good morning to my colleagues, and most importantly, good morning to the brave young men and women who said yes to standing up for the U.S. Virgin Islands and participating in the process. While this is the official pinning ceremony of you being members of the Youth Advisory Council, I know that you've been busy working since last year. COVID sort of set us back, but I am so happy that our council members from the St. Croix district were able to travel over this morning, because it's so important that you have that camaraderie between islands and you have an opportunity to actually meet the council members, your fellow council members in person. It's my hope that your experience thus far has been fulfilling, rewarding, and that you're in fact truly learning about the legislative process. I'm sure that you figured this out, because I'm certain that since you've been council members, that you've been following the legislative process, not only in your meetings, but also on the television or radio, and you know that the legislative process is not all about bells and whistles and a good time. It's very serious business. So the expectation is that you take your responsibility seriously as well, and you come out with a good product. You are one of your responsibilities, as per the Act 73, the enabling legislation, is that you are required to provide a report at the end of your council period. So I'm looking forward to seeing that report and receiving the information that you provide in the report based on your observation and based on the work that you've done. What I've learned thus far about this group is that you're a hardworking group of young Virgin Islanders who are passionate about wanting a better Virgin Islands. So that's encouraging. That's encouraging. And I urge you to, as you participate in this process, I know that you have friends, and you encourage your friends to also participate in the process on the next go around, because it's important that we engage our young people in the political process, the process of how things work in government. Sometimes when I look at our social media, I listen to the conversations that we hear on the radio, etc. Many of us are very misinformed about how things really work in government. It's important, it's heartwarming actually, that young people like yourselves are interested in understanding the civics of the U.S. Virgin Islands. So it also helps. I also want you to encourage not only those that are your peers, but also some of the adults in the room, the adults in the U.S. Virgin Islands, about what the true civics is around the things that happen here in the institution, because too oftentimes I see way too much misinformation. So I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you all for stepping up to the plate. I want to thank you for being, for showing strength, grit, and do it with grace. Do it with grace. There are times when you're not always going to agree, and that's good. And when you have a perspective, lean into your perspective, do the necessary research, and be prepared to come with your argument. What's important is we don't always have to agree, but what's important is if you are able to get those that are working with you to see what you're saying and come on your side so you could move the significant, what is it, the project, in our case, the legislation, that's what matters. So come with your own mind, take time and do your homework. Don't only show up, because a lot of us show up. Showing up is only part of the process, so part of the work. Engaging and participating and folks actually knowing that you were there when you leave the Youth Advisory Council, is important that we know your name. We know that you participated in a Youth Advisory Council. So I want to congratulate you all. On behalf of my colleagues that are not here, I want to congratulate all of you for participating and taking this very seriously. And I look forward, like I said earlier, to the end product. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Senate President Donna Fred Gregory. Now we will begin the official pinning of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council members. So we invite to the receiving line the Chair of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council, Senator Carrion, Co-Chair, Senator Genevieve Whitaker, and and President of the 34th Legislature, Donna Fred Gregory. All right, and so we invite the youth chairperson, Mr. Anthony Martinborough Jr., to be pinned. Vice Chairperson, Akima Richardson. Secretary, Julissa Gift. Treasurer, Unique Mason. We would like to recognize the Public Relations Officer, Makia Butcher, who could not be here today. Assistant Public Relations Officer, Kian Harrigan Thomas. Liaison Carmindi Pickering. Assistant Liaison Demario Obius. Shania Freeman. Aiden Steffens. I apologize. Aiden Stevens. Latanya McDowell. Christopher Colley. And we would like to also recognize Maya Taud, who could not be here today with us. We'd like to give all members of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council a round of applause. And as we break now for, sure, Before we break for 2 minutes so that we can have our Legislative Youth Advisory Council members officially take their seats, we'll take a group photo. Barry, this is too wide or you're good? You're good? Okay. Okay. Please join us after the short break as the council members will take their seats and introduce themselves.
All right, you can start with a prayer. We're like,
May everyone bow their heads and close their eyes. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us all today to celebrate this momentous occasion. As we are all gathered here today, we ask that this meeting be filled with productivity and positivity. We ask that you keep us all safe, and we thank you for safe travels from those traveling from the St. Croix district. We thank you once again for having all the Senate advisors present and for sending your angels to enhance us with the knowledge necessary to carry out our duties today. Thank you, dear Lord, once again for having us all in this environment during this pandemic. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Good morning. Welcome to the Legislative Youth Advisory Council of the 34th Legislature of the Virgin Islands of the United States organization meeting. The meeting is hereby called to order. I would also like to recognize the presence of Senator Blyden. Thank you for attending. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Makia Butcher. Makia Butcher, absent. Christopher Cowley. Present. Christopher Cowley, present. Shania Freeman. Shania Freeman, present. Jalissa Gift, present. Jalissa Gift, present. Keon Harrigan Thomas. Present. Keon Harrigan Thomas, present. Anthony Martin Barrow Jr.
Present.
Anthony Martin Barrow Jr., present. Unique Mason. Present. Unique Mason, present. Latanya McDowell. Present. Latanya McDowell, present. Demario Obius. Present. Demario Obius, present. Carmindi Pickering. Present. Carmindi Pickering, present. Akima Richardson. Present. Akima Richardson, present. Aiden Stevens. Aiden Stevens, present. Maya Talud. Maya Talud, absent. Mr. Chair, we have a total of 11 present and 2 absent.
Before I ask if there's any correspondence, I would like to also recognize the presence of Vice President Novell E. Francis Jr. Thank you, Aunt St. Croix. Thank you for participating. Madam Secretary, is there any correspondence to be read into the record?
Yes, from Maya Talud on June 5th. Good evening. I'd like to remind that I unfortunately cannot make the pinning ceremony. I am still in school and I am off island for a school trip. Can you please confirm the receipt of this message? I apologize once again. Kind regards, Maya Talud.
Is that all to be read into the record?
Yes.
All right. Please mark Ms. Talud as excused.
No problem,
And
Mr. Chair.
read the attendance again, please.
The attendance is now a total of 11 present, 1 absent, and 1 excused.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you please read the agenda into the record?
The 34th Legislature of the Virgin Islands of the United States meets today, June 6th, 2022, in the Earl B. Otley Legislative Chambers for the organization of the Second Legislative Youth Advisory Council in accordance with Act Number 7303. Members are Youth Chairperson Anthony Martin Barrow Jr., Vice Chairperson Amika Richardson, Secretary Jalissa Gift, Treasurer Unique Mason, Public Relations Officer Mika Butcher, Assistant Public Relations Officer Quinn Harrigan Thomas, Liaison Carmen D. Pickering, Assistant Liaison Demario Obias. Other members Shania Freeman, Aiden Stevens, Latanya McDowell, Christopher Crowley, Mia Touloud.
Organization of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council. The Committee on Education, Voting Rights, and Culture. Chair, Shania Freeman. Vice Chair, Anthony Barron Jr. Members, Latanya McDowell, Keon Harrigan Thomas, Jalissa Gift, Christopher Crawley, Carmen D. Pickering. The Committee on Behavioral Health and Well-Being. Chair, Carmen D. Pickering. Vice Chair, Makia Butcher. Members, Keon Harrigan Thomas, Latanya McDowell, Akima Richardson, Demario Obios, Janique Mason. The Committee on Economical, Environmental, and Industrial Development. Chair, Christopher Crawley. Vice Chair, Demario Obios. Members, Makia Butcher, Shania Freeman, Maya Talud, Anthony Martinbar Jr., Aiden Stevens. The Committee on Housing, Transportation, and Telecommunications. Chair, Maya Talud. Vice Chair, Carmen D. Pickering. Members, Janique Mason, Akima Richardson, Christopher Crawley, Latanya McDowell, Aiden Stevens. The Committee on Rules and Judiciary, Chair, DeMario Obios, Vice Chair, Kian Harrigan Thomas. Members, Jolissa Gift, Janique Mason, Micaiah Butcher, Maya Talud, Akima Richardson. Mr. Chair, this is the reading of the agenda.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, for reading the agenda, and we do have a quorum and can proceed. Today's agenda is the organization of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council of the 34th Legislature of the Virgin Islands. Do I hear a motion? Yes. Member Richardson, you may proceed with your motion.
I move to adopt the organization of the Second Legislative Youth Advisory Council. I so move.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, seconded by Member Give, Christopher Freeman. Roll call on the motion, Madam Clerk.
Anthony Martin Barrow Jr.,
Yay.
Anthony Martin Barrow Jr., yay. Amika Richardson, Amika Richardson, yay. Jalissa Gift, Jalissa Gift, yay. Yannick Mason, Yannick Mason, yay. Mika Butcher, Mika Butcher, absent. Quinn Harrigan Thomas, Quinn Harrigan Thomas, yay. Carmen D. Pickering, Carmen D. Pickering, yay. DeMario Obias, DeMario Obias, yay. Shania Freeman, Shania Freeman, yay. Aiden Stevens, Aiden Stevens, yay. Latanya McDowell, Latanya McDowell, yay. Christopher Crowley, Christopher Crowley, yay. Mia Talud, Mia Talud, absent. Mr. Chairman, you have 11 yeas and 2 absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The organization of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council and the committees is hereby organized and official. Right. Congratulations to my fellow members on becoming chairs and vice chairs of the committees. I will now allow some of the members to give a response, but before we do that, we can give a quick round of applause on this occasion. All right, we will now proceed with introductions, and we're going to start off with Mr. Kian Harrigan Thomas. You may proceed, you have 2 minutes.
Good morning to all senators, fellow council members. My name is Kian Harrigan Thomas. I am Assistant Public Relations Officer, as the Vice Chair of the Committee of Judiciary and Rules. And I'm just basically excited to be here and to work with my fellow council members. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kian Harrigan Thomas, for your remarks. We will now proceed with Mr. DeMario Obios. You have 2 minutes.
Good afternoon. My name is DeMario Obios. I am Assistant Liaison, and I am also Chair of the Committee on Rules and Judiciary. As the Chair of the Rules and Judiciary Committee, it is my duty to ensure that the bills that are being proposed are vetted properly and they do not violate any laws, and that they are relevant and not only to the youths but to the community at whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Obios. We will now proceed with Ms. Freeman. You have 2 minutes.
To all senators, all members of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council, and to the people of the Virgin Islands. I am the chair of the Committee on Education, Voting Rights, and Culture. I am Shania Freeman, a 16-year-old upcoming senior attending the Charlotte Amalie High School. Ever since the age of 12, I have been interested in my community and different activities for individuals around my age. From since then, I have involved myself in different activities, such as being a student at the Virgin Islands Institute of Performing Arts, the captain of the exquisite dance team of Charlotte Amalie High School, active member of the Amalian Chapter National Honor Society, and being a class officer for the past 2 years. Those are just some of the things I partake in. I also plan to take part in other things as my senior year approaches. Being a member of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council, I hope will give me the opportunity to make great decisions for the youth of the Virgin Islands so they may have opportunities to dream big and be what they aspire to become. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Freeman, for your remarks. We will now proceed with Mr. Stevens. You have 2 minutes.
To the Senate President and Vice President, Senator Fred Gregory and Senator Francis Jr., respectively, to the Chair of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council, Senator Carrion, and co-chairs Senator Genevieve Whitaker, Senator Sarrow, and Senator Payne Sr. To my fellow members of the council from both districts and to the viewing public, good morning. I am Aiden Stevens, a junior at the St. Croix Educational Complex. It is my honor to be here today as one of the members of the Youth Advisory Council. I look forward to working closely with my peers on the Committee of Economical, Environmental, and Industrial Development, as well as the Committee of Housing, Transportation, and Telecommunications. I would like to extend a special thank you to Senator Whitaker for her encouragement to apply to this council and to Ms. Picard for her patience and support. Both are greatly appreciated. Finally, I would like to say thank you to my parents, Diana and Nick, for their continuous guidance and unconditional love. Thank you all.
Thank you for your remarks. We will now proceed with Mr. Cawley for your 2 remarks. You have 2 minutes.
First and foremost, I'd like to say good morning to everybody. And I would like to thank the senators, my fellow council members, and the General Territory at large for selecting me with this heavy privilege, and I will take it with much honor. So first and foremost, my name is Christopher Cawley. I am 17 years old. I reside in the island of St. Croix. I am an active senior in the class of 2022, the graduating class of 2022, and I reside on the big island of St. Croix. Some background on myself: I am actively a member of the STEM club in my school, the student council. I am a youth counselor in training, as well as the Junior Statesmen of America chapter within my school. As well, I pride myself being a part of this council. I'm a part of 2 committees on this council, being the Housing, Transportation, and Telecommunications, as well as Education, Voting Rights, and Culture. I also chair 1 committee, being the Committee of Economical, Environmental, and Industrial Development. Some goals I have in place for that committee is education and growth within the workforce training for the youth, education and growth and development involving the environment, recycling and protection of our beautiful territories, wildlife, and nature, broadening the range of opportunities financially and industrially related to the youth of this territory, which have been absent in many senses, and as well ending this need for people to leave this territory because they find that you cannot live a successful life here in this territory. We need to end that and keep the youths that we have here in this territory because it is beautiful and they have much knowledge to bring and much to do. In closing, I'd like to thank you for having me here in St. Thomas. It's a beautiful island and it's a great experience here on this council. Thank you for selecting me.
Thank you. Thank you for your remarks, Mr. Cawley. We will now proceed with Ms. McDowell. You have 2 minutes.
Hi, good morning to all. Senators, chairs, vice chairs, and council members. My name is Latanya McDowell. I am a 17-year-old, and I'm also a member of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council. I'm a proud graduate of the Charlotte Amalia High School, graduate with honors. I'm also a part of the Amalian Chapter National Honor Society, and also a past member of the Mighty Marching Hawks. On the Legislative Youth Advisory Council, I am a part of the committees on education, voting rights, and culture, the Committee on Behavioral Health and Well-being, and the Committee on Housing, Transportation, and Telecommunications. I am grateful to be a part of this council and these committees. What it means to be a part of the council: Being a part of this council helps to get the voices of the youth in the Virgin Islands not to be shadowed, but to be heard about your concerns in the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. McDowell, for your remarks. We'll now proceed with Ms. Pickering. You have 2 minutes.
Good afternoon to all senators present, to the council members, and to the viewing audience. My name is Carmen D. Pickering, and I am the liaison for the Legislative Youth Advisory Council. I am also the chair of the Committee on Behavioral Health and Well-Being, which is a topic that I am very passionate about, and I am also the vice chair for the Committee on Housing, Transportation, and Telecommunications. Being a part of this council is a great honor. I am proud to be among such exceptional individuals, and I am excited to work with each and every one of them, as well as our senator advisors. There have been a lot of challenges that our youth has endured these past couple years, so it's a privilege to be a voice for my peers and a privilege to be a part of the change. With that being said, I want to express my gratitude for being given the opportunity to be a part of this council, and I look forward to working diligently alongside the rest of the members. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pickering, for your remarks. We will now proceed with Ms. Mason. You have 2 minutes.
Good day, senators, fellow council members, and the listening public. My name is Yannick Mason. I am a 17-year-old 2022 high honors graduate from the Charlotte Amalia High School. I serve as treasurer of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council, and I am a member of the Committee on Behavioral Health and Well-Being, the Committee on Rules and Judiciary, as well as the Committee on Housing, Transportation, and Telecommunications. I look forward to serving on this team, and I just want to say thank you all for allowing me this opportunity.
Thank you, Ms. Mason, for your remarks. We will now proceed with our Madam Secretary. You have 2 minutes.
Good day. With protocol already being established, my name is Jalissa Giff, and I am the Secretary of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council. I am a 2022 graduate of the St. Croix Central High School. I graduated as the Public Relations Officer for the class, SJ President. I'm also a member of the Zeta Phi Beta Youth Auxiliary Group, as well as the Central High School's Above and Beyond Student of the Year. This fall, I'll be attending the University of the Virgin Islands to obtain a degree in criminal justice. I joined this advisory council because I understand the importance of having a voice in decisions that affect me and will be a part of the change that I want to see in the VI. My platform touched on assisting, I'll just read from my phone. My platform touched from assisting the less fortunate in our society today. I chose this topic because my mother always taught me to have compassion for others, whether it be volunteering at events happening in the community or donating to nonprofit organizations or feeding the homelessness. I've always been there. Homelessness is prevalent and it's not a recent development. It's a growing issue that could affect any of us at any given time. So thank you to all who had a part in selecting me for this prestigious council, and I wish to be a big part in it. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, for your remarks. We will now proceed with my wonderful Vice Chair. You have 2 minutes.
All right, pleasant good morning, listening audience, and my fellow council members. Thank you for having all of us here this morning. It's a pleasure to be here. I just want to say that my name is Akima Richardson, once again, a UVI student, UVI grad 2022. And one of the things I believe in is social change and social justice. So that is what kind of motivated me to run on the Legislative Youth Advisory Council. So those are some of the changes I would like to see in the Virgin Islands. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair, for your remarks. And then there's me. My name is Anthony Martin Barrow, Jr. I am honored, first off, to be selected to serve in the Legislative Youth Advisory Council and also to be chosen by my fellow colleagues to serve as a youth chairperson. So I want to say thank you to all of you for giving me this opportunity. And I really look forward to serving on the council. I serve in 2 committees. I am the vice chair of the Committee on Education, Voting Rights and Culture, and I'm also on the Committee of Economical, Environmental, and Industrial Development. I'm very passionate about us restoring the environment and making sure that the youth of today and the children of tomorrow have somewhere that they can live and raise their children and their families. I'm also passionate about education and getting us more moving into a 21st century learning, and to ensure that our education counterparts are fulfilling the curriculum and really honoring the students that they serve. I also look forward to working with my fellow officers in getting some legislation
1
passed.
minute.
And to really make sure that the public understands that the youth are here. We just want the opportunity to serve and give back. And this is a true testament to the legislature actually trying their hardest to work with the youth to get us our voices to be heard and to actually work on things that better the youth and the territory as a whole. So I really am appreciative of the honor, and I look forward to serving on the council.
30 seconds.
Right. That being said, before we adjourn, we would like to present the Legislative Youth Advisory Council legislative pins to our advisors. Thank you. Can fellow members please give our advisors a round of applause? They're doing a tremendous job, and giving them their pins to signify them being a part of the council is rewarding. So now that we have given them their pins and we have no more further business, the Legislative Youth Advisory Council of the 34th Legislature of the Virgin Islands is hereby adjourned.